Does your ego define your character? Hey, this is James Leith. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, it absolutely does. Now let's break it down. First, ego. The ego is the construction of your identity by your mind. It's where our pride comes from. Now, not all pride is bad, but out of pride comes things like entitlement, selfishness, anger. And if we're not careful, we can let these negative traits affect our character in a negative way. Let's talk about character. Think of character like a big rock of marble. Things happen to you, and how you respond to it is like an artist using the tool to chip away at the marble to create who you are. Now, a few weeks ago, I shared my favorite poem, Invictus. It's the one that ends with, "I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul." Well, the second stanza goes like this. "In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed." So if you think about that, under the bludgeonings of chance, things just happen to you in life. Some things are from your decisions, the bad decisions, the good decisions. Other things just happen to you. That part where in the poem it says, "My head is bloody but unbowed," what the writer is saying is that, yeah, he's taken some blows, but it's not keeping him down. He's getting up. He keeps getting up. Now, how do you develop character? One great way to do it is to have heroes. Or, it doesn't have to be heroes. It can be just people that you look up to. Who you become is a combination of the people you have had in your life that have influenced you, whether negative or positive, and the decision that you make about whether to be like them or not is, it's in your right to choose. And so you're looking at people's traits, like, I like this, I don't like that. I want to be like him, I want to be like her, I don't like that person does that thing. That's how you create who you are. And you never stop growing. I still have people that I look up to. I have really great mentors in my life that keep me on track. They ask me the hard questions about my relationships, about my finances, about my business, about my spiritual life. They don't let me get away with these soft, like vanilla type answers. Then there's other people that I've never met that I look up to. There's two specifically that I can think of. Number one, I'm a huge fan of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, right? He works hard on his craft. He loves his fans very humbly. He loves his wife and his kids. He's a great family man. And he's never too busy to take a photo. I also love that he doesn't take himself too seriously. He's always kind of joking around. That's it. For me, Dwayne Johnson is he's just a really good dude. The second is I have maybe a borderline unhealthy obsession with Mr. Rogers. I start most mornings with Mr. Rogers. I'm saying this out loud. Most mornings I will put on an episode of Mr. Rogers as I'm getting ready. And it just plays in the background. Sometimes it's the black and white one, sometimes it's the color. It just depends on what I land on that day. But I've got it going on in the background. And recently he's come back into the limelight because of some books and a documentary and a really great movie where he's portrayed by Tom Hanks. Well, the things I love about Mr. Rogers is I love the way he never lost touch with his ability to see the world through the eyes of a child. He was faithful to God and his wife, and he gave his life in the service for helping others. So both The Rock and Mr. Rogers exhibit a strong character, and it defines them. And it's how I want to be defined. And so when I do something or something happens to me, I'll think, is this creating the kind of person that I want to be? Now, don't get it twisted. Character is not the same as reputation. So let me just talk about that for a second. You're in charge of your character. Everyone else is in charge of your reputation. And your reputation will vary from person to person and group to group. Think of it like this. Your character is what you do when no one is watching. Your reputation is created by others who are watching you. You know who you are. You know your heart. You know your intentions. But others only know what they see. And they may see you do something, or even worse, even hear from someone about something that you never even did, and your reputation is shot. But if your character is strong, you can look in the mirror, you can remind yourself who you are, and you can get up and go out and face the world. Back to your ego. Keep people around you that you trust so you can ask them to ask you the hard questions. The ego it can cause a lot of trouble. Don't let your ego blind you on the influence that you have on others. Ego can be helpful. It can motivate us to be better, but it can also give us a false sense of reality that can create big problems in the future. So be intentional about your character. Find role models that you want to emulate. Surround yourself with people that will keep you on track toward the person that you want to become. And lastly, make decisions that allow you to look in the mirror and like the person looking back at you. Thanks for listening. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter at James Leith, or send me an email, coach@jamesleith.com. Remember, there's an athlete in all of us. Unleash the athlete today.